Anti-knife crime charity Billy's Wish was set up by the relatives of Billy Dove after he was stabbed to death in November 2011. On Friday, the charity hosted an assembly at King's Langley School to teach children about the effects of knife crime.
So Billy was murdered on the 6th of November 2011 in the early hours of the morning after going to his boss's firework party. He just popped into town for a drink, and there was a group of lads there that were after a fight with somebody in the nightclub. They couldn't get in, so they basically looked around for somebody else to pick on, and that's what happened. It all unfolded in about 10 minutes. Guy had a knife in his hoodie. It fell out and Billy went to grab it to get it away from him, but he got there first and that was it. His life was over before he hit the ground.
Yeah. And when I go into schools, I share the story of Billy, I share the consequences, I get them to think about legal consequences, emotional consequences, social consequences, and that hits home, but sometimes something stronger, someone with literally first-hand experience of it, is something they will never forget actually. Billy's dad and his family, including Sally, don't want other families to go through what they've been through. They don't like telling the story again and again. No one likes hearing it. Billy's life was cut short. These children who we were seeing here today hopefully have got long, fulfilling lives ahead of them, and we want to make sure that that happens to as many of them as possible.
Presenting the assembly was trauma surgeon Martin Griffiths, who shocked the students with graphic images of knife crime and told them about his experiences.
I think it's important to give these guys a reality check about what the realities of knife and gun violence are. Far too often they're led to believe this is a minor event with no real consequences, and it's important to us as educators and supporters of these young people to show them what the reality of knife and gun crime is. I think the statistics are concerning and suggest that knife and gun crime is increasing across the country in general, and in the areas that I work with is a persisting problem becoming more significant. But even in the local areas here, there've been knife attacks and murders, even in a supposedly quiet area, and it is an issue. Reality is always important. I think a check that we notice it when the young people realise that this is actually a real issue. It's actually at their doorstep. Take it much more seriously. It's not an abstract concept. It's the real world. In my trauma practice, about a quarter of what I do is knife and gun injury, and it's becoming more and more part of our practice. The intensity and severity of injury are marked, and our patients are getting younger.
Billy's cousins attended the school where the assembly was held, and many of the students were clearly affected by what they saw as they came face to face with the shocking reality of knife crime. Ryan Gray, My Local News.